When I'm working in Notability, I like to think about the dividers as a binder and the subjects as the folders or dividers within the binder that I'm using. So you can see here I've got a DLC General divider in Schoology. Under that, I have several different subjects. That's a way for me to categorize the notes that I write. I highly recommend before you go in to start the DRA or start a big project that you consider adding a divider for it. I'm going to go ahead and create a divider right now just for DRA 1819. Now that I've got DRA 1819, I'm going to be able to add a subject. This subject will maybe be the initials of one of my learners. So we'll say JP. You notice that when I create the subject inside of my divider, it gives me the option to have multiple notes. Now that I've gotten some organization set up here in Notability, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to Google Drive. So what I did in Google Drive is I actually searched for DRA2. That's because this particular project relates to the DRA2. And you'll notice that there's a ton of different PDFs here. I'm going to go ahead and open one. Awesome. Things that go is awesome. I'm going to go ahead and tap the three dots at the top right of my screen. And I'm going to select Open In. When I select Open In, I get all sorts of different options. I'm going to go ahead and open in Notability. You'll notice that it checks off that it sent this to Notability. I'm going to say Done, and I'm going to go ahead and switch back to Notability. Notice that the very first time that I open Notability after doing that open in process, I get a chance to create a new note. I'm going to go ahead and import it and open. Now I want you to notice that because I had already set up my organization, this note actually dropped right into my subject that I wanted it to. So this will be JP's Things That Go DRA. If for some reason it doesn't drop into the subject that you want, it's really easy to just click and drag it somewhere that you want it to go. So I'm just going to drag it. I can put it into a different subject. So that way, if you kind of get it all mixed up, you can get it to the place that you want it to be. So now I'm going to go ahead and tap Things That Go, and you'll notice that I'm going to use my Apple Pencil. I'm going to write all on this PDF. I'm going to basically use the hand to move up and down this particular PDF and basically mark all over it. Now, because I'm doing this digitally, I always want to make sure that I have a couple of things set up in Notability. The thing that I want to make sure of, and I'm just going to come back to my main Notability screen and tap on the gear, is I want to make sure that I am auto backing up my files and my notes. You'll notice that I don't have mine backed up right now, but that's because I'm not working with learner data on a regular basis. If I was, I would definitely have my data backed up to Google Drive periodically. And I highly recommend that for you. You can actually work with the different places in Google Drive that you want that to be saved. But this way, if something happens to Notability or something happens to your notes, you have an auto backup going on, which is really awesome. In order to turn that auto backup on, you're going to want to make sure that Google Drive is actually something that you've logged into. You notice that I've already logged into Google Drive. So it's a two-step process. Make sure that in Manage Accounts, you've logged into Google Drive, and then make sure that you turn on your auto backup. Again, this process could be a great workflow for our learners. I've chosen to use the DRA, but if I really wanted to, I could fill this all out, use my Sharo, and actually share it back to different places. So if I want to share this note to Schoology, I would be able to. And that would be great for our learners who may want to turn in something that they've marked up. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to let me know.